What's going on, everybody? This is the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Brock, and we are on episode number 22 of our little journey through Champions of the Galaxy history, and we're starting Invasion 2, 2089.
Yeah, this set was a bit of a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
The introduction of managers.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the black border around the characters. But yeah, that was a big deal. First time managers were introduced into the game. The distractor rating was introduced at this time, and it's been used as a game changer ever since.
Yeah, those two extra chances to kick out, and sometimes 4 extra chances if you allow them outside interference.
Mm-hmm.
Can help guys a long way.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of managers, we're going to discuss 2 of those managers: Sweet Thing. Where am I? Sweet Thing and Trainer Jim.
Yeah, both one managed a little better stable of wrestlers than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off with Sweet Thing first.
There's Sweet Thing. Unique thing about the manager cards then is there were no stats on the back.
Well, Trainer Jim did.
Yes, well, yeah, some of them did wrestle, like Trainer Jim, the Overlord.
Yeah.
But some of them were just straight up managers or valets.
Yeah, they had no special charts or anything like they do now.
The re-released sets, the color versions, do have new charts on the back, which is kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
To bring them up to date with today's standards.
Yeah, for me, I thought giving Vanity a manager was awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody I know loved Vanity. He was just that lovable loser.
Mm-hmm.
And just to have him, so he can, get an extra kick out.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked. He captured his first singles title. He captured my Galaxian, which is my lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
For my 1 and 2 point guys, and yeah, he held on to it for probably about 5 or 6 cards, but that was his gold
for Vanity. Let's take a look at Sweet Thing in color here.
Yeah,
that's probably how I picture her.
Yeah, pretty much. I like the purple border.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have to find Warner's Sweet Thing. I think it's on the website too. Not the wiki yet, though. But yeah, that's Sweet Thing. I'll look for that Warner art while we're talking.
And yeah, she did okay, because Vanity comes along and with Mr. Galaxy, and they form Stud City, which one of my favorite all-time jobber tag teams.
Me too.
And then they had the whole I actually followed the script on this one that Tom wrote.
Okay.
Because I like the love triangle between Atom Blast and Vanity. Commander Sam took on Mr. Galaxy and Atom Blast. It was a good little feud for 2 mid-card tag teams.
Yeah. I always love Stud City. Yeah. Now, it's a small picture of her new art, but you'll get the idea when I share it here.
Yeah, but let's see this. Okay, yeah.
Still has the same essence of the character,
It's almost like a Sunny.
Yeah, yeah. Less revealing outfit.
Yeah.
Smaller hair.
Well, less cartoonish face, but
yeah. I like that about Sweet Thing, though.
Yeah. She actually looks more like the Miss Liberty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Miss Liberty.
Which Sweet Thing later on becomes, yeah.
She starts wrestling.
The with Miss Liberty, see with my managers, if they had a blank back and didn't wrestle, I didn't allow them to do outside interferences.
That makes sense.
Because they have no ring experience.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And so they just did distractors.
And
so
she had a distractor of 6, which is kind of low.
No, it's not. It's average because managers were 5, 6, and 7. So she fell right in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, now I think they go up to 9. I've seen.
Oh, geez. Because Renard Beguile was amazing at 7. Royal Overlord was a 5. Trainer Jim was a 6, I think.
5 is in the new rules. 5 is standard for any ringside ally now.
Oh.
It's in the rule book.
Yeah, I don't use ringside allies. You come to the ring with a manager, or you don't have one. And but yeah, Miss Liberty, sweet thing. She ran well. The stable she had. It was Vanity, Mr. Galaxy, and Creeper. I think at one point. That's what she managed, and then when they got in the feud with Atom Blast, Commander Sam, and I do not remember who the third person was for Sam's group. No, this is just in my Fed.
Okay.
Because I had it 3-on-3.
Vlad Hammer.
Yeah, probably Vlad Hammer. I actually at that point I might have had Atom Blast and Vlad Hammer teaming up. And then Commander Sam was doing one last singles run. That's probably what I did. And but I had Vanity treat her like crap.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was supposed to be. And I do the thing where if it was a distractor, if the distractor worked, for me it was always him pulling her in front.
Yeah.
And then throwing her at the person, and then grab her, and then he hit over top. That's
the classic Macho Man, Miss Elizabeth move.
Yeah, that's how her distractor worked for me. She never climbed on ringside or anything like that.
Yeah.
And basically, I kind of pictured her like a Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
She didn't do any crazy outside, interference and diving off the top rope with the elbow to the back of the head and injuring people for 1 card.
Why not? She looks to be about 98 pounds.
Yeah. I had her at 5'4", 110 pounds.
Her official listing is 5'6", 127 pounds.
No. I don't know who makes these heights and weights. It's like
they've
never met people.
Maybe when she became Miss Liberty.
Yeah, I could see her bulking out then, putting a little muscle on.
Yeah.
Now 5'4", 5'6". Yeah, that doesn't bother me. But the weights, I don't know who made the weights.
Everyone's thick. It seems to have gotten more realistic as we've gone on, though. Now that they're on the backs of the cards.
Yeah,
I think sometimes that they might not have even been considered back in the day when they weren't displayed on the cards. But now that that's on there, you have to have something listed.
Yeah. Yeah. Until she became Miss Liberty, Sweet Thing didn't have a whole lot of storylines. It was just that one little story arc.
Yeah. Same with me.
Yeah. And I just ran her with it. There wasn't a whole lot you could do when you're managing Vanity and Mr. Galaxy.
Right.
But I made the most of it. It's what I could.
She's one of those early important characters, I think.
Oh yeah.
One of the first full-on valet in the game.
Yep.
Amazonia she didn't have wrestling stats either, but she was tough at least.
Yeah. Her I allowed to do outside interferences.
She's basically GWF Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And one thing we got no How would you improve her?
Give her give her an interference chart of her own on the back, like they did.
Well, we forgot to mention our topic for the week.
Oh yeah, people are probably already tuned out.
No, you were like, they got no topic this week. I'm changing.
And there are 2 managers. What are they going to talk about with them?
Yeah, our topic is how many wrestlers should make up a Fed.
Okay.
And with that segue, let's segue into the next manager.
Yes.
Trainer Jim.
Trainer Jim. There he is. He seems pretty happy. Seems like a guy I'd hang out with, and probably probably be fun to hang around. He probably make fun of my belly though.
Is he from Earth or is he from Titan? Because he's black, so he can only be from one of two.
Yeah, let's see where he's listed from, if he is listed from anywhere. Trainer Jim. He is from Titan Saturn.
Ooh, called it.
All right, let's take a look at his colorful artwork here.
I bet he's wearing a gray sweatshirt.
What makes you say that? There he is.
And folks, I've never seen the color cards. I'm just guessing.
He's in front of an old beat up boxing ring. That's clever.
Yeah,
I like it. I like how they incorporated the weird card design with the thick border and stuff with these color runs for the online. They did a good job with that.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought the thick border was a neat thing to put in the cards. Just
I wish they would have done that more with some of these earlier black and white sets, because they went right back to the standard thin square border right after this, and they didn't change it again till like what, 2106 or 7 probably,
something like that. I mean, I'm unsure. And that was during Jeremy Sue art runs, so
yeah.
For me, Trainer Jim had one incredibly pivotal part in my Fed. It was when Rob and myself ran our Feds, and it was a big head up match between the Fighting Titans, as they were now called.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Society of Death.
Yeah.
And there was a tag team match of Titan Power versus, I think it was Genghis Khan and Kraken. And whoever won, it was in a cage match, and whoever won the cage match, if Titan Power won, because they were the tag team champions, so it was a non-title matchup, then Kraken and Genghis Khan, I think, could never get another title match against them.
Okay.
But if Kraken and Khan won, then Trainer Jim had to fight Mutant in a cage for 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it just became an absolute bloodbath. So Trainer Jim, he got on offense quickly, but then Mutant got him down. Mm-hmm. And it was like, out of the ring, cage, out of the ring, cage, out of the ring, cage, out of the ring, down, pin, down, temple grinder. And there was no pins. Yeah. It was just a straight 5-minute match.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably had 30 pinfalls on him.
He was probably dead.
We had him so beat up he missed like half the year.
Because Trainer Jim doesn't even have the ability to throw somebody into the cage. He has no out of the ring on his card. He starts out like his level 1 and 2 offense pretty decent. It gets to level 3, forget it. He's got 3 level 2 moves on 1 through 3, then a death jump, and then boxing jabs 3, and his finisher, which is a 0 finish. But see, he starts off well.
He's my first manager to enter the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
These are the titles he and this is just from managing the Titans.
Okay.
1 GWF tag, 5 Intergalaxian tag team champions, 1 Intergalaxian singles, 4 Galaxian championships, 1 War Games, 5 TV titles, and 2 GWF heavyweight titles.
That's impressive.
So he
That's
did
a resume.
Yeah. He helped his guys win a lot of gold. And he retired when Lord Nexus became the manager of the Titans.
Okay.
And then they reverted back to the Flying Titans.
He hung around for a while. He had an 11-year run.
Yeah.
Officially. Not bad.
No, he did quite well in the in the department. I had him at 6'1", 200 pounds. I had him a fairly stocky guy because he was a boxer.
Yeah, he looks like a big dude. Let's see what he's listed at. 5'10", 208 pounds. So you're not that far off.
No. So he did quite. Now I know Billy Joe was your man.
Mm-hmm.
What did Trainer Jim help him accomplish?
He was always around. I didn't really do much with him because Billy Joe kind of held his own for me. No one else but me. But yeah, he was consistently his manager throughout his run. Didn't have him interfere a lot because he was, supposed to be the good guy. So I didn't really use the distraction much on him. But yeah, I always liked him just because, Titan fan and Billy Joe fan. So having Trainer Jim around was always cool.
Okay.
I didn't use him much as a wrestler.
No.
I must use him exclusively as a ringside guy.
I knew guys that had a manager's title. They had the manager's fight.
Okay.
So it was like, Lord Nexus. I mean, it was Trainer Jim and Renner Beguile and Royal Overlord always fighting for the title.
That's funny. That'd be a fun storyline where you could just be like, Bounty Hunter's going to be a manager now.
Bounty Hunter's in my corner.
Yeah.
Because I think Renard's the only one that would actually hold gold because he was part of the Bounty Hunter tag team.
Mm-hmm.
The game something or
I forget. I'll look it up right now.
No, we don't have to because it's not his turn.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't want to take away from Trainer Jim.
Yeah, they're the game hunters, though. If anybody cares. Sneak peek. He's coming soon.
There's a bit of a shocker.
We could actually do them together because they both debuted in this set.
I think I have them together.
Cool.
Yes, I do.
Makes sense to me.
Coming up in week 25.
Oh, so about a month away from hearing about those two guys.
This set had 5 managers in it, 6 managers, 7 managers.
It was half the set, more than half the set. That's why I'm glad whenever they colored it that they gave them all charts on the back.
Yeah, Trainer Jim, Sweet Thing, Darkos, Solaris, Renard Beguile, Royal Overlord, and Amazonia.
Yep.
And that's when there was 12 wrestlers in a set, so you only got 5 wrestlers.
Yeah, but the 5 you got were pretty cool. Galactic Punisher, big deal. Bounty Hunter, big deal. Mad Jester, big deal. Earthquake, a big deal. And Tong Soon was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And most of these managers did have wrestling stats.
Now, this set in total, it was an interesting set because, like I said, it was introduced managers, which for me is the biggest game changer in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It beats the add ones and it beats the all kinds of gimmick stuff. Managers are 100% game changer.
Mm-hmm. And when this set was originally released, that's how the industry was too. Everybody had a manager in the real world of wrestling. So it was very timely and it made sense.
And I thought it was neat how Tom did it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even on bootlegs, there weren't managers. Like when you got to remember when this game was coming out, a lot of us were just young guys.
Yeah.
We were still all teenagers. we weren't thinking of managers and tag team finishers, and I wasn't even thinking about making my own wrestlers.
Yeah. I was 6 when this edition came out.
This never even entered my head. Like, it wasn't until I went to the first Galacticon. You know, I got the Hitman. I'm like, oh, you can make wrestlers. And then I started making some, and then Mark Ashby gave me, like, 100 wrestlers he had made. And I didn't make any managers.
Yeah.
I thought of making a man. I wouldn't even, if I would have sat down, I'm like, hey, how would I make a manager? I wouldn't have thought of distractor ratings or.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so simple. Roll 2 dice, get lower than that, and break up the pin.
Yeah. But I think 7, probably a little too many.
Yeah. But it kept the roster from getting too bloated, too.
Yeah. And you look at it like the big guys didn't get managers. Like Thantos. Now, I used Royal Overlord to help Thantos.
I did too.
But Star Wars didn't get one. The Anyman didn't. Oh, the Amazonia was supposed to be for Wolf, but I used her with the Anyman. But the Gladiators didn't have one. But then I was like, the Gladiators are hanging out with Renner Beguile a lot. So
Bounty Hunter was almost like the unofficial Gladiator at that time. Yeah. When he came in, just because of the Wolf connection and all that stuff.
Yep. And I think a lot of people used it.
Yeah, we definitely did. He looks like them too. Like, he doesn't have the face paint, but he's built like they are, and big dude.
And did you have anybody manage Dreadnought and Comrade Terror?
Let me think of a good joke I can tell. No, I didn't. I was trying to think of another version. I had the Soldier of Fortune hang out with them a lot.
Tung Soon and Soldier of Fortune, amazing tag team.
Yep. Once I figured out this Dreadnought thing, like I fixed my mistake by teaming up Soldier of Fortune and Tong Soon.
And Chopper Matic and Earthquake, unstoppable tag team. They both had tag finishers.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's not like I said, there's not a whole lot you can talk to on the managers. But just it was interesting. I like to see how people use them. And what story arcs they gave them. For me, Sweet Thing had the least amount of impact.
It's probably because of who she was associated with.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly why. And then Trainer Jim, easily the most. Like, he managed a lot of guys to a lot of gold.
Yeah, the Titans are always solid.
Yeah.
Always something going on there in every incarnation.
The GW Heavyweight Champ, well, that was Lord Nexus twice. Because no other Titan has ever come close to winning a world title.
No, not then. Maybe Pulsar Prime could do it.
And for me, Pulsar had switched over to the FDF. He was teaming with Massive at this point in time.
Okay.
Because like I said, I got the idea from Paul Barnes to team up Massive and Pulsar Prime, and they became an unstoppable force for me. They were like 27-2 or something ridiculous.
Wow.
But okay, now we can pop on to our topic of the week.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna waste the time going, how would you improve Trainer Jim's card?
Give him one more level 3 move on level 3 offense. There you go. Or an out of the ring. Give him an out of the ring. Done.
Like, how many wrestlers can make up a good sized promotion?
It depends on how you want to run it. Like, if you run big cards, like 10 to 15 matches per card, you need a bigger roster. But I don't like my cards that big, because I would always do like 2 weekly cards and then a monthly, like, big super pay-per-view card. So I would keep my matches around 5 to 7 matches. Usually I try and hit 6. And then that way, like, I want every guy on my roster to appear on one of the 2 weekly shows, and then everybody at the big monthly show. So roster size, my sweet spot for a roster size is between 30 and 40 guys.
Yeah, I keep my GWF at 40. I keep my NGA at 40, and my CPC is unlimited.
Okay.
I think there's like 60 guys in that fed right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I constantly rotate guys because I'll use guys don't like them, and I use a lot of that's where I test out my bootlegs and other things like that.
It's your developmental system.
Yeah, and I treat it exactly like that. And then I have my legends, and I keep thinking, am I going to make a WWF? Am I going to make an NWA and then an AWA? And I've built that over my head. I'm like, I don't want to run 3 different feds.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
I have a hard time running one.
Yeah, I was going to run 2 feds. I was going to run a legends, and I was going to run it probably. I'm thinking 40 cards. 40 cards. How many? 32. I was going to do where it would have 8 tag teams, so that's 16 guys, and then I was going to run like 22 singles.
Okay. So I bring it right around 40 then.
Yeah. And I was listening to the roll up, and one of the guys was talking, and I can't remember who, when they said they run it, and the bottom guys are gone, and he just eliminates half the roster.
Okay. So,
and that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'll do then.
Yeah.
So the bottom guys, and I'll just rotate them. Bring the four worst tag teams gone. The bottom 11 guys or 10 guys, something like that, with the worst record, gone. Bring in new blood.
Who was it? The Jim Cornette was talking about this on his podcast not long ago, where you have your 8 top guys, your 4 baby faces, 4 heels, 4 tag teams, 2 heels, 2 baby faces, and then everybody else is just like mid-card guys, and then you have your enhancement guys. Yeah. But it's all centered around those top 8 guys.
And then I want to build a promotion out of these.
Great stuff.
I'm like, because this just looks like a fun set. I've already broken them down into tag teams and 1, 2, and 3 point guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep. I probably won't use the 3 females because there's only 3.
I'm
like, yeah, this is something I'm excited to do this one.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea who any of these guys are.
So the blank slate for you.
Yeah. Like we, in Canada, and it's funny because I'll listen to you guys talk, right? I'll listen to the guys talk. Your indie guys don't make it up to Canada and vice versa. So
especially now.
So the guys who are big names down there, don't make it up here unless they're super big. But I've the indie guys, that come out, I've never heard of probably 95% of them.
Yeah.
Because they just don't make it up here.
If
they do, they'll make it to 1 or 2 promotions. But Canada's huge.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And especially now with the pandemic restrictions and all that with travel, it's hard for those guys to even get in and out of the country.
Yep.
So
the indie scene's changed. And it reflects it that way. So you can have different levels of guys. Like when I started out, there was 4 promotions in Ontario. Now there's probably 18.
Wow. Ontario's pretty big though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's considering it goes from you know, it would stretch from you know, New York State to Florida.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of big cities in it too.
And there are promotions all the way up. So,
Mm-hmm.
and but getting back to, you know, your how many wrestlers you keep in a promotion? I think 40 would be a good amount, because I run 10 cards.
Okay.
10 cards, 10 matches on a card,
Okay.
which covers.
Yeah,
And
so that's like,
I usually have 2 to 4 guys left over,
mm-hmm.
and those 2 to 4 guys that are left over are guaranteed spots on the following card.
Yeah, that's what I try and do too. I set those aside whenever
Yeah.
I put together one card, and then like, okay, these guys haven't didn't do anything last card. I do ringside allies a lot too, so like try and get them to at least appear on the show. I don't always do the ringside ally rules, but they're just, you know, just to be seen by the audience, if you will.
That's where I bring in my talk shows.
Mm-hmm.
So at least one of those guys will get a talk show and appearance.
Yeah.
And that can help push, you know, give them a little bit of spotlight.
Mm-hmm. Somebody will interrupt or something like that too. Set up a match with them easily.
Yeah, or sometimes, like, I actually use the card rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely do. I'm like, okay, this is going to be just on my own. I'll use the card, and then I work from it, because
mm-hmm.
I like to see how it comes out.
Yeah. There's so many of those things now with the legend sets and stuff.
Yeah, there's probably there's a lot. So
there's probably a dozen at least, I bet, different talk shows, interview segments, things like that.
That's the one thing I said with my Legends Fed. Piper's always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he wrestles, that's a different story.
Yeah, but you'll have the Piper's Pit for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't used that card yet.
No, neither have I. But, and like I said, it's because I was unsure what to do with my Legends. I have so many Legends cards. Like, I don't have every set.
And there's more coming out too. Like, they're pumping Legends out, and it's all good too. Like, they're really, like, they're getting everybody. Like, it's hard to think of people that, I mean, the obvious ones that are never going to get a card.
Yeah.
Are never going to get a card. But it's everybody else that's available. I mean, there's not many left that they haven't done. They're getting the people signed, and it's good stuff.
I'm working on. Funny. I've been working on the hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, heart trained. So, and I was talking to Smith's son, and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Can you give me Brett's email address?" And he goes, "None of my uncles." You know, he goes, he doesn't talk to him anymore.
Wow.
He goes, once his dad passed away, he goes, you know, all the kids on that family kind of written. I'm like, that's
bad. Happened to my family too, though. So
yeah, it's family stuff. So
yeah, it happens.
You know, I have I think 7 uncles. I don't know any of their phone numbers or email addresses, so I don't blame them.
Yeah. And he has what, 12?
He's got a lot.
Yeah. So.
I'm working on him, and I'm trying to get a hold of Sailor White.
Oh, okay.
Because he was another one of my, one of the other guys who trained me.
That'd be a good one.
King, so we can finish off the Moondogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just got cards in the Memphis theme set.
I want to get the Memphis set. Why, I don't know, because I barely wrestled Legends, but I'm like,
well, it's got a lot of good guys in it. You got Austin Idol, Dutch Mantel, the Moondogs.
Yep.
It's a good set.
Yeah. So that's what I said on my Legend set. That's what I was gonna do. I think the guy's name was Bill who does that. Sorry if you watch it and I don't have your last name. That's how he runs his Legend set.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to be doing too.
That's cool. It's a good way to keep things fresh.
Yeah, because right now I kind of do the same thing. I run my feds like Premier League soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody starts on the bottom and you got to work your way up.
Yeah, makes sense.
Malice, he started off on the bottom. He quickly captured the CPC heavyweight title. Racked up a bunch of wins, and then he got the belt, and he's like, yeah, I'm not defending this belt anymore. Just left the belt. Some guys I'll make defend the belt till they lose it.
Yeah.
But I just said, Mal, let's go. No. This person cost the belt.
On to bigger things.
Yeah. I'm moving up.
Mm-hmm.
See you losers later.
Yeah. That's what he would do anyway.
Yeah, that's how I had him do 100%. And so eliminating half the promotion, I'm like, that'll give me a chance to rotate more guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna worry about, if bringing Frank Gotch, who he never would have wrestled Hulk Hogan or or any of these guys, or Steve Williams.
To the Legends timeline, you just want the guys.
Yeah, it's just going to strictly be the guys.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing that is tough for me getting into Legends, is like, because it's just a snapshot of them, and it's not. It's like their best of card. You know what I mean? Instead of like, but this is Hogan in his AWA run. This is Hogan at the peak WWF run. This is Hogan's heel run in WCW. Like, there's just no progression with a lot of them. Like, some of them have multiple versions, but for the most part, it's just a snapshot of their career.
$1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, and you got Black Glove Ted DiBiase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then there's a tag team version of Greg Valentine to put with Beefcake, and then a singles version. But there's really not that many variations. Because I understand why, because people want new characters.
Yep.
More than remakes, but sometimes the remakes are needed if they're drastically different in certain points of their career.
But that's how I finally decided on how to do my Legends.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna redo the whole thing, because I did divide out. I had my WWF roster, my AWA roster, and my NWA roster, and I was gonna do all three, and then I'm like, no. I'm just gonna call it the NWA.
Mm-hmm. And where would you put Kurt Hennig?
I think Kurt Hennig I had in AWA.
Yeah,
because that's where guys started off at.
Okay.
And how I was going to work it was, say you had like Roddy Piper. Well, Piper could have worked WWF, NWA.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly can't remember if he ever worked an AWA match.
I did.
Oh yeah, back then, probably but so he could only worked in those two feds.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't have any kind of run there or anything.
No. And same as Brody. Brody was going to be, he could wrestle NWA, he could wrestle AWA, but he wouldn't be allowed in the WWF.
Mm-hmm.
And since the NWA is the oldest promotion, that's what I'm like going to go with for my singles.
Okay.
For my promotion, just going to be NWA.
Okay. How many titles are you going to run?
I'll probably run exactly what they had. I was going to do the heavyweight. I was going to do their U.S. championship and their TV title, and then NWA tag and U.S. tag.
Okay.
And that's how I was going to run it.
About 40 guys. Yeah.
And I'm not going to use a point system or anything like that. I'm just going to take it, bare bones it, and just going to be wins and losses.
Okay.
And every 10 cards, look at it, and if you got a bunch of wins, well, then you're moving up the rankings.
Makes sense.
I used to do it when Rob and myself used to have our fed. That if you wanted to climb the ladder, you literally had to beat the guy ahead of you.
Like Mortal Kombat.
And so what happens if, say, you were number 7 and you wanted to you can only challenge up to 2. So you can challenge up to number 5.
Mm-hmm.
So if you challenge and you lost, you could not move up that ladder. You had to stay there until someone challenged you and you beat them.
Okay. It reminds me of the what was that HeroClix format? What was it? Oh, never mind, because I'll never remember it. But they sent the stores like this big dart board that you would move your token into the middle, and then you had to hold the middle for 3 matches, and then you would win a special prize.
I do not remember that one.
Oh, what was it called? Supremacy.
Oh.
It was the supremacy format, where everybody started in the outer ring, and then everyone played somebody, and then whoever won moved in one ring, and then you can only move. Then those guys would play each other and move into another ring, and there was like 5 rings total. And then when you hit the bullseye, you had to win 3 straight matches, and then you won the grand prize. It was an interesting format. I might try and do something like that with this game. Now that I'm thinking about it,
and so yeah, so if you're number 7, you won, you can move up, and then you could keep challenging until you lost.
Okay.
As soon as you lost, you were stuck there, and you had to defend at least one time before you could start challenging up again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same concept.
Yeah. And so to do it, we just had a plus or a minus. If you had a plus, you could challenge. If you had a minus beside your name, you had to wait until you defended.
Yeah, that's how this worked too. You got a fight token if you won, so you could challenge up. But you couldn't if you didn't have a fight token. You had to wait until somebody challenged you. Yes.
In the hall, the Eradicator. Move up the ladder.
Yeah. But it was a dartboard, so it was exciting. You could move your thing into the middle. I only held that center spot twice so many times and lost on the third. It was very disappointing.
But yeah, like your NDW. How many guys you got in that?
Right now, I think it is on the stream fed that I'm running. I think it's 36 guys.
You got these 2 in it?
Yes, they're my enhancement dudes.
I've never seen them wrestle yet. I've seen Waldo, but I haven't seen Bruce.
They were both on this week.
Okay, I missed it.
Yeah, Bruce came a couple weeks after Waldo. I might team them up later. I think they'd be a fun tag team. Yeah, not yet. He hasn't debuted yet. No, by the time this airs, he will have debuted.
That's why I'm speaking about it now, because I know it's a month.
Yep, he'll be. He's set to debut in a torture chamber match against Ric Flair.
Who debuts in the hardest match?
The Bed Bug.
Well, where do you go from there? You can't go up from a torture chamber match.
He's going to move on to his next victim. I have a feeling he's going to get beat pretty badly, because Ric Flair on card's pretty tough, so that gives him an excuse then.
Yeah, I'm currently wrestling, because I wrestle when I run my feds. I run one fed until I finish the year, and then I move on.
Okay.
So I just do it. So currently, right now, because I'm running my women's fed, and I have 2 teams that are undefeated. One is Anaxis and Cassandra. They're my heavyweight champions. It's weird. They should be doing well, but they make a surprisingly decent tag team.
Yeah.
I call them the Greek goddesses, because Cassandra's Greek, and the name's Greek, and Anaxis is Greek.
Yeah.
And then the other I call Big and Beautiful. And it's Annabelle from NGO set, my wrestler from my NGO set, and Rhea from the Blue Future set.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the tag team of Big and Beautiful.
I like it.
And they're both like 6-0 or something like that.
I like when stuff like that happens. I can't get anybody to get on a roll in my NDW streaming fed. Like I keep setting up these guys that I want to be my next contender for the title, and then they lose. Like Bruce beat the guy that I was setting up to face the champion this week. Like, come on, like, I can't catch a break. And then everybody's like, huh. Because I already had I had just announced that he's the #1 contender. Like, I just threw Bruce at him because I just wanted him to beat somebody, and then Bruce had to go and beat him. That's what's great about this game, is upsets can and will happen, because it's all up to the dice.
The thing that frustrates me most about this game is when you get the matches, and everybody's had the Brute versus Man Mountain match, but you get that match with 2 other random people.
Yeah.
Like, they can't put each other down, and when they do get it down, they roll like 1. Ah, son of a bitch.
Yeah, yeah. Back up to 2.
Yeah.
Or you land on leave, and you're like, do I really want to leave and prolong this, or I just want to let it end?
Yeah, but no, you play it, they roll out. And I've just had some of those matches, and I'm like, oh, for the love of God! And then you'll finally get like, and they kick out on everything. You're like, yeah, he's got a 5-pin. He's not going to kick out 12, 11, 12. I'm like, damn it! Would you just roll a 4?
That's what happened with Bruce this week. Like he was, what's his pin? It's a 8-5, right? You have his card sitting there.
Yep. It's an 8-5.
Yeah, he kept kicking. Raja Ring Royalty had a +1 finisher. He hit it on him 3 times and he kicked out. It's like he had to roll an 11 or 12 to kick out, and he rolled an 11. Like, come on, just lose. That's what you're here for.
And then I remember because it ended in a disqualification after all that.
Yeah, I hate that.
I was so pissed.
Yeah, that. What's funny is because I do stream, and it happens more. Like I'm getting so excited about a match, and it's like back and forth. Each guy has like 5 or 6 tokens on him. It's this really competitive match, and then it just roll out of the ring, and then he used a chair. He's disqualified. But it happens. It's like a WWE show.
It was a match between She-Devil and the Draconian Sheik.
Okay.
And they both got good offense and defense, but it's funny because they both have finishers that they got to hit.
Yeah.
It's a miss. So it's just down, miss, down, miss, down, miss. And their pins are going up. And, She-Devil's kicking out because if she misses her finisher, her pin, they go for pin, but she's kicking it, and she starts off at like a 1. So she's kicking out of everything. Draconian Cheeks, her pin's like a 2, so she's kicking out of everything. And it's just back. So when they do, finally put everybody down, they're just, kicking out, or all of a sudden it's a 1 or out of the ring, and it's, 7. Oh, it's going to continue, aren't you?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So 7 minutes and 33 seconds later, it's a DQ, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. I had so many matches. Like the 2 weeks ago, I ran the pay-per-view show for February, and most of the matches on the card ended in disqualification for the pay-per-view. And I was even doing I started doing double DQs, and it still was happening. I'm like, this sucks. If I bought this pay-per-view, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, what impressed me is I had Supernova and Amazonia to give me a 4-star match on that same card.
Nice.
They both were at like 8 and pins.
It
was just because it started off, Supernova got like 7 pins in a row on Amazonia. Just trash her, and I'm like, oh, here it is. All of a sudden, Amazonia gets on offense. It was like pin down, pin down, pin down, finisher, 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 pin. And all of a sudden, they're both the same thing. And it was a 6-minute match. It was back and forth. And it just came where Supernova finally got Amazonia down and hit her finisher. And, she needed like a 10 or 11 to kick out and didn't do it. That's the first time. Every time Supernova gets the belt, she faces Amazonia and then loses right away. She just could never beat her. And now she's beat her twice in this title, in this run.
That's good.
Oh yeah, I hate it when I get a champ and then the champ loses, and then you get a new champ and then that champ loses.
Yeah,
it's just
that happened in my streaming fed. 2 guys were playing hot potato with the belt, and then I finally made it a rule where, all right, this is the last shot for these 2 guys. Whoever wins is a champ. The other guy goes to the back of the line. No more automatic rematches because it was just getting so ridiculous.
I want to do what the NWA, WCW did when they did the Nikita versus Magnum. The best of 7.
Yeah.
And then I think they also repeated it with Chris Benoit and Booker T.
Yeah, that was a good series.
And so I was thinking of doing that to someone, just face somebody 7 times in a row.
It's going to go 4-0.
Yeah, just that's out of 7.
Yeah.
That's over and far. Every match is a minute and a half long.
Well, there goes a month of booking. It's a shoot.
Yep. But we'll end this.
All righty.
We can do our little call outs.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Please click that red subscribe button and hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed what you heard. Also, check out our friends who are doing other Filsinger Games related media. We have all the links below. For podcasts, we have the official Filsinger Games podcast, Roll Up. We have the Legends Teams podcast, Uncharted Territory. Lee Longpre has a podcast called Dizzy Dice. We have a couple guys also on YouTube. Dave Little's on YouTube. Grant is on YouTube with GWF Promoter. Who else we got on YouTube? There's a few others. They're all listed here under further review. There's a couple Twitch channels listed. All the links are below. Yeah, please check them out, support them, give them follows and likes and all that fun stuff, and check out what they're doing. As we've said, week in, week out, the more people that participate in these kind of things, the more attention that is brought to this game that we all love, and the more people that know about it, the bigger this community is, and the more people who will have fun with us. So please check out all our friends and what they're doing, and thank you for everything.
Yeah, and next week it'll be Tungsten and Earthquake.
Ooh,
we'll be discussing, and the topic is how many feds do you run?
Okay. Cool.
And I'm just looking up now, and our number one show, our first show, is now up to 114 viewers.
Wow. How many of those are you?
No, it's just but it's weird because then number 2 is at 63.
People gave us a chance. And then, forget it.
Once.
We tried.
Yeah, it's funny. If you're just looking at all the views, and some are 30, some are 50, 60, 100, 112, 60, 50.
Yeah. It's funny.
Makes me laugh.
How it goes. Hey, you never know. Just need to find the right people.
And so next week we might have a special guest. We're going to look in. We put up a posting for some people to respond if they want to appear on the show. We got about 10 people asking to be on the show.
Yeah, a lot of them want later characters. Yeah, we should do the Chaos War panel or something like that. Where we should do Chaos Week.
Yeah, so it's going to be that might have a couple of people. But yeah, we're gonna look at getting a guest on for next week.
Cool.
Try to spread that out.
Guests are fun.
Yep.
That way that people don't have to listen to me as much.
Okay, until next week. Have a good night, guys.
Later.